Let's see if this is working. Okay, there we are. I don't know what's happening, fellas. I really couldn't tell you. We trying to figure out all the kinks right now. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to hit the like button coming through the door. Mm-hmm. Major problem going on right now. Yeah, we're trying to get everything fixed here. Mm. Okay. Look, it is what it is. Let's get back to this position that we're in right now because this thing needs to be discussed more than not discussed. I don't know what's happening here, but it's a mess. I don't know some sort of update or what's happening, but it's a complete mess. I apologize for that, but let's get to why we're here. Shouts out to Rashad McCants. McCants had to let it be known, like this dude going out his way to try to sabotage the company and everybody involved in it, basically calling them all kind of different names, uh, talking them, just basically going above and beyond to try to keep himself in the algorithm, mentioning the show that used to be his. Now, as we proved, we were very correct about everything we told him. Why he kept trying to tell us something is what it wasn't. It completely had verbiage that was different in the language that many would understand. But as structured in the first deal, because I've never seen anybody else individual contract, one thing I do know for certain is that no one had any direct ownership. None of the other members on the show had any chance to get or receive any additional support So now that Gill has ownership, so he claims, and that he's in charge of hiring and firing and everything else, let's see how the contracts are scheduled for his castmates. He talked about bringing back Lexi Brown. Guess what? Lexi Brown will be a hired gun. They won't have any chance to get any equity in the company. They will not be a partner. Nope. You'll be an indentured servant. Independent contractor. He's only buying your service. So where the show go viral off of something you've done, Gill owns all of it if he's the owner. Anybody that comes in there to work will not have ownership. Back end money, forget that. You're a hired gun. You get a flat fee, flat rate. That is it. So your contract is up and you're going to want to renegotiate. Let's see how that works. According to Gill, he's going to have to be the one to say, okay, you get the money. This man has never done that in his life. And now you're going to entrust a man who's never done this before in his life to now all of a sudden saying, hey, I'm going to entrust that this person is going to do right by me. That's a problem right there, all in itself. When you keep doing different things, expecting different results, and you end up in the same positioning, there's a major difference there. An extreme major difference. Now, here's the thing though. What other people would say about Gill, and I'm about to tell you right now. The man has a lot of passion. He's really passionate and determined. Man, they opened this car wash already. That is crazy. They ain't waste no time. Right, it was full speed ahead. Yeah, full speed ahead. And everybody who's involved in the situation can see that there have been mountains of problems that have been developing behind the scenes. So everyone is like, okay, these issues have been there. Well, he said he needed infrastructure. You didn't need infrastructure. What you needed was to take care of the people who were taking care of you. Let's see if you're going to make them owners. Are they going to be part owners into your new program? I doubt it. Well, it's going to go one or two ways. So when you start seeing situations that don't make sense, and it's going one or two ways, nah. Here's the main problem that people are faced with. Right? The main problem is this. This is the sticking point. You're dealing with somebody who's on a scale that is fading fast. Whether it's narratives, whether it's attitude, their reputation is damaged. Okay, everybody knows everything about them already. Like, they're done and done. A lot of people are not impressed with what they're bringing to the table. And when you start seeing it unfold, then you start asking yourself the real questions. And you start saying to yourself, okay, all right, I get it now. I see what they're doing. So for us, there's no real problem. You know, when you see people not bringing in the opportunities, or, you know, I focus mostly on the show. When you focus on the show, there's a much different aspect than what it is when you look at just the individual. Gill wants you to focus on the individual rather than the program itself. Like, look at me. So when you make it about yourself, and it's all about look at me, look at me, look at me, you're not promoting the show, you're promoting yourself. So when you're promoting yourself instead of your program, okay, people end up watching the program and they get turned off of you because you're just too much. It's too much of you. You do the show, then you go on whatever, your private channel, and start wagging at the mouth. So it's too much of you. If that makes any sense. So you become too much to bear, and people don't want to really hear from you. Well, it's quite clear, but what's going to end up happening is he's going to get a show. He's going to have to cut into a percentage. He won't own his IP. He'll get it once the show is over, then they'll probably give him access to some IP. But other than that, he's going to have to give up his IP. And that's going to be it. Right now, he has 100% of nothing. Same thing he was talking about, right? You got 100% of nothing right now. And I'm glad Rashad McCants responded back to him and said, hey, you know, I'm glad to be on the #1 show. And now you see Gill right back. I gave you your opportunity. Well, you brought them there because you knew they had talent. You couldn't exploit Kwame. So you brought in Kenyon Martin because we said, man, Kenyon Martin would be good on this show. You brought in Rashad McCants because you ran into the valleys and ran into him and said, hey, I'm coming out with the show. Might want you to be on it. And he was like, all right, cool. But they made the show work. They made the show work. They had to cover the slack from you. McCants was the one giving these crazy takes. He was the one doing all that, not you. So every chance and every time you hear a narrative about Gill, it's not about you. You say the dumbest stuff in the world. And you think all your clips mean something. And you neglect everybody else. But let's see if Josiah has any ownership. Josiah, do you have any ownership in the new Gill's arena? Or are you just a hired gun? That's a very good question. As usual, the two people that's going to eat is Gill and Josiah. Everybody else going to get the crumbs that fall off the plate. Gill, tell them how much you was paying them before they had a contract. Because remember, it wasn't a contract before. So they had to get paid a guest appearance. You know what the guest appearance was? Tell them what was the guest appearance fee. Oh, you waiting on me to do it. They were getting what? $1,300 a week? So they were getting paid $1,300 a week. For doing 3 shows, Tuesday through Thursday. So they went from $1,300 a week to a contract. So now they don't have to deal with you. They got their own individual deals. So now, Gill talking about he have it in his contract saying that no talent that he can work with. I don't see any of that in the deal. Unless he renegotiated a new deal that has that on there. I've not seen that. Well, here's the thing about Skip in the Gill's Arena show. You can just skip calling that Gill's Arena. They only sticking with that name until the end of this month, and then that name will be gone. And so will a lot of other people be gone. And guys will get their new deals and they can go wherever. Meanwhile, Gill is selling a show he don't have. Meaning he's creating a whole new show to possibly go up against his old show. But he talking about he own 100%. Okay, you own 100%. So what is that going to mean at the end of the day? Where's your sweat equity, buddy? How much of the percentages are you going to give to Josiah? Or are you just going to own 100% of the show and whoever comes along is just going to distribute it? So let me get this straight. Let's say it's Amazon, right? Amazon does mostly music, so it's mostly audio podcast show, right? Granted. So let's look at Amazon shows for sports. You have Max Kellerman and Rich Paul, right? Max Kellerman and Rich Paul. Think about that for a minute. So, if you think about those two, look at where they're rated. Nowhere. They're not rated anywhere. And they have been on television. They have been on ESPN. They've been on every network known to man. But the show just isn't charting, and they're on the volume. So if you're going to go to the volume will say, hey, you know what? You want to own the show? No problem. They don't care. Go ahead and own the show. They don't care. Now, here's where it's going to get sticky. I know, right? But here's where it's going to get, like, indifferent. Let's put it that way. Here's where it gets indifferent. When we start saying, well, what's the difference? When people say, what's the difference? You know what they mean? They're saying, well, why should I do this when I can do that? So you own 100% of the show doesn't mean you're going to get the same type of response and the same type of production and the same type of distribution you're used to. What are they going to do? Put you on Amazon Prime? Oh, you're going to still be on YouTube. It's just going to be distributed throughout what? The mobile apps? Like, what are we doing here? There's a lot of people out here, dog, and a lot of them don't have any respect for the game. There's a lot of them with no respect for the game. So you have to understand there's a few spots and areas where things are more than they seem. But it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Yeah, Pat Bev. He bring in Pat Bev and Gill. They'll be hot for about 2 weeks. It's gonna be the Pat Bev show. But once again, you dealing with two people who was stupid enough to lose their shows. Name the show Dumb and Dumber. That's what you need to do. Name the show Dumb and Dumber. You and Pat Bev. Dumb and Dumber. Now, everybody told him what he did was stupid and didn't make any sense whatsoever. But he chose to do it. It's like when you make your deal and you see how the deal is structured and you okay with it, then cool. But if you're not okay with how the deal is structured, then, you know, you got to make a decision. No, my lips ain't nowhere near chapped, bro. I ain't looking like him. Don't get that. Cam was out there looking like Krusty the Clown, boy. Them clips was crusty. On national TV. I'm like, damn, Cam. And Dip said you was the man, Cam. Hell happened to you? Pat Bev will be the one selling the show. And once again, him and Gill are going to bump heads. Because if Pat Bev was smart, he'll come in and say, look, I want part ownership of the show. We going to have to rename the show. It ain't going to be Pat Bev on Gill's Arena without a check. Now, you would think he would learn. You just lost the show, Pat Bev. Now you finna go in there and partner with a dummy. And he gonna say, okay, you can have 50, you do 50%, I do 50%. They gonna both get a sponsor and try to run it again, right? What's gonna happen next? Let the fans figure that out. I know, Pat Bev got to say something to get people's attention. Jalen Brunson's better than Allen Iverson. We had that discussion, and it was mindless when we heard it. But now I just written it off as, well, Here it is, another day. Damn, I ain't been here in a minute. That dental office gone. They got rid of the dentist. Damn. Well, they probably not worried about his case. He'll pay a fine, get probation, whatever. They not worried about it. They should have locked his ass up, but that's here nor there. Now, let's get back to the podcast show. Will the show be interesting? Nope. If Pat Bev is on the show, will it be interesting? For a tad bit. But I know Gill. He gonna go right back to the arguing, the yelling, the screaming, and he gonna think he's building the show up and it's all about him. And he's gonna do everything he can to inflate the numbers to make it look like it's doing something it's supposed to be doing. As Rashad McCants has just said, Carcino basically is right. The show is still in the number one spot. They have not lost anything. I showed you the numbers. So you don't got to argue with me. I showed you the numbers. They were +7, +6, +7, +8. Monday was one of their highest shows. They have been thriving without Gill. Thriving without Gill. So if the show keeps thriving without him, what are you paying them for? I'm okay with them not paying them. Because you're not getting anything in return. It's like, why would I be paying you when you bring me nothing in return? I'm not getting anything from you. Who was getting the line? Brandon Jennings, BJ Brandon Jennings, Josiah, and Gill. Everyone else was not a part of the original crew. They brought on McCants and Kenyon Martin because the show was dying. They had Miko Grimes, and they brought in McCants. Kenyon came later. Mm-hmm. Oh, that wouldn't work because see, they have to pay Charleston White, and Charleston White gonna want his money. And it's gonna be a whole lot of problems. I see that happening right there because Gill is in charge. Remember, he the boss. So you the boss, Gill. Let's see what happens. See, when Gill is the boss, we see everything fall apart. Let's see what happens since he says he's the boss. Gill saying he was the main show, you the main show, so okay, yo, make another show.
Welcome to KFC. Would you like to try our 12-piece meal today?
No, I want a bucket. No, no, I'm good.
Hi, how can I help you?
Yeah, I want the yeah. Sorry about all that. Yeah, they got some drugged out dudes getting ready to ask me for some bread. I'm like, no, no, don't even think about it, homie. Don't y'all forget to subscribe to the Patreon. The Casino for Life Patreon is on fire right now. Yeah. All right. What's up, Steven? Now, Silly Gilly has got to figure it all out with this new show. Because McCants and them is still number one. They still doing their thing. They haven't lost any position, no steam. Okay, thank you. So because they haven't lost any steam, these people forgot my drink. It's okay. Thank you. I mean, how the hell you forget a drink? So anyhow, all of this noise was happening. Like there was a lot of transactions taking place. A lot of people, their attitude was flimsy. So people was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm really feeling this, dealing with some of these people. Man, these homeless people are out here tonight. They are grinding for drugs. I give them that. This Saturday, they done went through it. Man, they had somebody give them something. Not giving any of these people any money when they're able-bodied. Go do some work. I'm just beating up Knicks fans now. If I see anybody with a Brunson jersey, they getting kid, dog, it don't matter. That's what it is now. Got on a Brunson jersey, you get beat. That's it. Well, there's a lot that transpires in those situations, though. He could be in a free fall, but all of those people are going to be hired guns. You know what I'm saying? No ownership. Zero percentage on the ownership. Zero. That's where they at right now. They're done and done. Outlaw didn't make the parade, Grace. You know that. He wasn't going down there to celebrate it. I keep telling you, these are fake Knicks fans. There's no such thing as Knicks fans. LB's not a Knicks fan. He's a Brooklyn Nets fan. He's really a New York Giants fan. Outlaw is a Jets fan and a Lakers fan. They don't even care about the Knicks until they started winning. That's it. When the last time Outlaw been to a game? Outlaw, when the last time you been to a Knicks game? It's probably been 30 years. They're not Knicks fans. LB could have came back home and went to the game. Nope. He coming back for Jay-Z. He ain't coming back for no Knicks. And I'm telling y'all, oh, now they gonna claim they bleed orange and blue. Mm-hmm. Yep. It was jam packed is his excuse. Why wouldn't you be the first one there, outlaw? It being jam packed ain't got nothing to do with it. You saw that horn, hit that button, and went right back to sleep. You rolled over and went to sleep. It's a shame. Told y'all, man, he's not Knicks fans. Oh, hey. Anyway, I gotta go take care of some things. Hopefully they fix this thing with what's going on with YouTube, but we'll see.